Okay, the Ace of Swords. Okay, so the Ace of Swords has a crown on it, and it means victory, breakthrough, strong activity, victory prevails, clear head, costs. Reversed, it's lack of clarity, delayed plans, find something new to work on if it's reversed. The Two of Swords. Okay, again, we have a blindfolded woman with two swords. She doesn't have somebody else with a sword. She's by herself. And so that represents stalemate, uncertain peace. She needs to gain perspective, balance needs. Reversed, it means confusion, indecision, suspicion. Okay. And then the Three of Swords, with three swords through the heart. You know, that's really graphic. Three swords through the heart. Okay. Sorrow, heartbreak, rejection, grief, disappointment, loss of a relationship or an ideal. It can be the loss of an ideal. It could be the loss of a project. Okay, and reversed, it could be even worse. It could mean chaos. But the thing to say in a reading is that you know, reversed, this chaos will pass. This will pass. Okay, all things will pass. All readings are about today, and you can change it tomorrow, right? You're not stuck with it.
How old that icon is, the heart icon?
Pretty old.
Is it?
Oh yeah, I've seen heart images that go back, you know, into the BC era, deeply. Yeah.
And they refer to the same.
Oh yeah.
This is funny because the heart's not supposed to look like
I took some images. I took some beautiful prints of some images that were in those frames out.
Which were heart shaped?
Yes, they were.
That's why we like hearts.
It is.
It actually wasn't supposed to represent the heart.
We know that.
Bill, you fill me on that.
Okay, the Four of Swords. Okay, represents recovery, passivity, rest after an intense activity, recuperation. But reversed, it could mean a brief illness. It could mean feeling isolated, evading problems. You have to get back in the game. I mean, the thing to say in a reading is that, you know, if you're withdrawn and you're hiding away from the issues, you need to get back in the game.
So what card was it you said earlier was the, like, you referred to it as like the brother and the little sister? What card was that?
That was the Six of Cups.
Okay. Because it's sort of like the stained glass one that reminded me then.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we have one of those too. Okay. This is the Five of Swords. Okay. So this is after battle, and one guy is cleaning up after the battle and taking away the swords, and so there's been a conflict and a loss, leaving the field of battle. Maybe debt or poverty may be suggested. Maybe you've lost. And reversed, it can mean denial of where you really stand. Okay, the Six. The Six is a necessary transition, harmony restored, and a break is available. So maybe those people are going on vacation. Although every time I look at it, I think they're crossing the river Styx. You know, so
They look defeated.
yeah, they look defeated, and they're crossing the river Styx. So reversed, it's carrying baggage. You can't move on. But in right side up, you're moving on. Okay.
You are moving on.
Right. Okay. Now, 7 is very interesting because here's a guy that's stealing all your swords. Okay, or he's stealing 5 of your swords, 5 of your 7 swords. Okay, so this is just dispossession, cunning, stealth, lack of trust is indicated. Reversed, it's deception, dishonesty, a higher level. What is this? Read my own writing.
So deception wouldn't be ups.
Deception. Yeah, it's not it's one of those ones that it's even
Get
worse.
Okay.
Okay, that you're facing deception and bad things. Okay, and somebody's stealing your weapons. It's like our president having people build his buildings and not paying for them, right?
Or just thinking in a very simplistic terms, you're only left with two swords. It's sort of like our president as well.
Right. You may not have
So,
any.
if you were doing a reading and someone drew this, would it be about them or it's about someone in their lives?
Could be either.
Good question.
That's where your intuition comes in. Okay, because remember, reading the cards is a matter of intuition. And so you have to blurt it out, John. I mean, that's where your intuition comes in. Everybody here is intuitive, so that shouldn't be a problem. But, whatever comes into your mind when you're reading, when you start to do a tarot reading, you're going to put yourself in a hypnotic trance. You don't want to come out of that. Don't overthink it. Just say what comes into your mind. Just say it and keep going. Okay? Because if you overthink it, you're going to drop out of the hypnotic trance. You're going to lose your intuition, and then it's not going to be a good reading.
And part of that intuition comes from the flow,
From the flow.
Like the sequence of cards or the placement of the cards as they connect to one another. Almost like if you were playing notes,
Yeah. So John, what would you say about this if this card came up in the past? What would you say that to me about that?
As applied to your life?
Yeah. And it's on the past position on the reading.
On the past, I would say,
All right.
I wouldn't know either. So I think John just doesn't want to say.
Okay. I mean, John, you could say
John's being
in the past maybe you've been, people have stolen your ideas and taken your opportunities from you, but you still have a couple swords left, so
or you
you know.
lost your mind.
Pardon? Pardon?
Or you lost your mind.
Or you lost your mind, yeah.
Brain cells left.
Well, certainly I lost my mind, but I've been through the Job archetype more than once, let's say.
That's only one spot on the
But after I've lamented and after others have stolen my ideas and my projects and so on, I've always found that I still had a couple swords left that I could pull out and do something else with. Not to fight with these guys that are stealing my swords. I don't want to be with those people anymore. No way, because I believe in karma. So if they're going to steal my swords, great. They're going to use them in a battle. They'll probably get themselves killed in a battle using those swords.
Right. Yeah.
but I'm going to use the two swords I have left. You know, I used to say to people in business, you know, what's the most valuable thing that we have in this company? Okay. What's the most valuable thing you have in any company? Well, it's the heads of the people. Okay. Never mind anything. No, never mind anything that comes below the head, but it's the heads of the people are the most valuable thing.
You mean
And
the thinking? The intellect?
thinking or
Intellects?
intuition or you know, the passion, whatever it is, that's the most valuable thing you have in any organization. And so if you fire people, then you don't have access to that anymore, right? And so
Or if you have a bunch of people that steal ideas and you put them all on one team, they're gone.
yeah, so right, exactly. So a bunch of people steal your swords, and okay, fine, they're a pack of jackals, and they're going to go and eat one another alive. Okay, I've seen that many times, several times in my life, in my career, where people got the benefit of my work, and then they never could succeed with it without me. Okay.
Because it didn't have your passion with it. It's
And
not
you
the
also
Yeah.
track who
package.
you are. So if they're out there screwing everybody over, the only people that's going to be around there are people that screw each other over, and then they're going to all get together. They're all going to screw each other over, and they're just
Right. Okay.
It's relics
So-
anyway,
so- So the last three swords are really cheery. Eight of Swords. Okay. Eight of Swords.
oh, I'm being sarcastic. I see.
You're unable to repair emotional lethargy, and you can't find a way out.
Well, that's terrible.
And reversed, you have self-imposed restrictions, self-blame, guilt, which maybe you need to leave behind. Okay. And the Nine of Swords is a nightmare, victimization, stress, anxiety. Reversed, severe depression, torment.
Trying to say Bill.
It's even worse, overblown, hopeless victim.
Associated with the males.
So what's
So
the hopeful sign on that? What's a hopeful reading on that?
a hopeful reading.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I would say the hopeful reading is that it's a dream, and it's your unconscious telling you that something is out of whack. Okay, I would say the hopeful reading of this card is that it was a dream, okay, and that it may have been a nightmare, but it's your unconscious telling you that something is out of whack, and it gives you the opportunity to reorder your life. Okay, so the number 10 of Swords is a really cheery one. You got 10 swords in your back.
Oh, no.
Okay, so this is defeat, loss, endings with a view toward a new beginning. Whatever the situation is, the project, it's over. But the reverse is regeneration, recovery, group dynamics.
Might be for your ex-friend.
Maybe you're learning from it. Okay, so the Page of Swords.
Wait, I'm sorry. The reverse then, recovery. So that one actually is a positive in the reverse.
Well,
Like
it
didn't
can
get
be.
worse.
Let me just look at the 10 again. Okay, so the 10 has a dawn behind it, right? It's not all dark. Okay, so there's dawn. So after the darkness of the night, there is a dawn. Okay, in anything, I guess. You know, so you can read it well in that way.
As long as you're alive.
As long as you're alive, you know, if you're dead, you don't know you're dead. It's only difficult for your family. And
Same
if you're
if you're a moron.
and if you're a moron, it works the same way. It's only difficult for your family. But if you're not dead, okay, if this is if this represents the end of a project or the end of a relationship, and you may not know in your client what it could represent, but it could represent, well, that phase is over, but a new phase is beginning. Okay, and so you can read it that way. I mean, if the client is you, you can say, oh, wow, I guess, that really is over, isn't it? But something new can come. There's a new day dawning. Okay, and so the Page of Swords, where am I here? Curiosity, perception, astute judge of character, and reversed, gullibility, mischief, beware of misinformation. Okay, swords are about communication, or I'm sorry, pages are about communication, right? So if the page is reversed here, it could be miscommunicating. We know how that can be in our news today. Okay, the Knight of Swords is haste, action, a battle, temporary battle, and it boosts courage, and reversed, disregard of consequences, chaos. It's chaos for chaos's sake. So we know somebody who likes to be the Knight of Swords, reversed, and manipulation. Okay, it's
Stuff
about
that in. You didn't think we noticed it, did you?
it's about yeah. Okay, Queen of Swords, independence. Queen of Swords is about independence, eloquence, loyalty,
Even the horse.
and reversed, its moods, ruthless, piercing force of negativity. Okay, and you may lose out. Okay, so the Queen of Swords reversed, you wouldn't want to have, and even right side up, you want to be her friend.
What was upright? Just a
Upright is independence,
Independence.
eloquence, loyalty.
okay.
King is authority. He's clear in his thinking, and clear in his problem solving. And reversed, he's manipulative, and he's a tyrant, tyrannic. He's a tyrannical person, and he's your opposition, basically.